So what do you mean by this NumPy library? See, NumPy is one more library in Python that is used to perform mathematical operation. Okay, just like a normal also you can do mathematical operation, but with the help of NumPy also you can do it. Okay, for example, what are the things that you needed? So here also you need to follow the document. See, what in data science and Python, you will get a document for everything. And that is also the genuine document. Genuine document means this NumPy is one organization, just like Matplotlib, Pandas, these all library are authenticate and authorized, and they are their own organization and they are sharing it as a free, the whole document. Okay, so how you have to open it? You just have to type numpy.org, press enter. Once you press enter, you will get this. Okay, you click on this documentation, then you click on this tutorial, then you click on here numpy quick start, so you can go through it, right? So several kind of an operation you will get it. Like here I'm going to show you. Have you studied mathematics, means matrix in your school? Matrix, do you remember having
Yeah.
rows and
Matrix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
okay, matrix is having a row and column. Let me show you how matrix look. When I search about it, it's showing Hollywood movie, the Matrix. See, Matrix.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see here. This matrix is represented like this, having a rows and column. It's a set of a value, right? So how you
Mm.
can create this matrix in a Python? That you can do it with the help of this NumPy library. Okay, the syntax are given here. np.arrange means you want to take a value from 0 to 15. When you will going to take 15, it means np.arrange, and how many rows and column you want. I want 3 rows and 5 column, that's why I pass 3 and 5. Let me show you how we can do it. So for that you have to import np, import numpy as np. Just a minute, okay. Just 1 minute. Can you hear, can you hear my voice clearly?
Yes. Yes, Amit.
Okay, good. So here import numpy, you have to import library. Okay, import numpy as np, and you just run this. Okay, once you write down, just run this. You have to follow this document as it is. You can follow it, or you can apply the logic as well. Just wait unless it's done. Okay, till then you can start write the code that I want a is equal to, you can see this numpy is run successfully. Now I will going to create a matrix, and I want a value in the range 0 to 20, right? So I pass here 20, and I want the shape to be, so shape I want 5 cross 5. No, 5 cross 5 not possible. 20 is there, so 5 cross 4.
Oh.
Okay, 5 cross 4 means 5 rows, 4 column. Okay, you can see it here as well, and you can just run this. Okay, it runs successfully. Whenever you see a green arrow, it means that the run cell runs successfully. Then you can print it. So you just type a, and just sorry, run this. Now you see here how many rows are here? 5 rows. And how many column are here? 4, right? 1,
Oh.
2, 3, 4, and rows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So total, how many rows are here? 5 rows and 4 column. Okay. Normally, like you can, how we find out that here, see, when I took 20 here, you can see the values are from 0 to 19. That means total 20 value should come, ranges from 0 to 19, and reshape 5 into 5 comma 4 will give you, when you multiply 5 into 4, how much will come? Like 20, right? So it means that 20 elements should come in this matrix A, and it will be internally represented as a array. Array is a group of homogeneous data. Homogeneous means of the same type. Here you just see that all are numeric, right? All are integer data. Does anyone see here any decimal value? Any value in the point or character or string value?
No.
No, right?
Mhm.
So here for printing matrix, the every row will be come in a form of a square bracket. You can see here, the first is your square bracket, then next row is coming in a next square bracket, third row is in next square bracket, and all the square bracket, all the rows comes under another square bracket, right? So every row act as a matrix here. Every row act as a array here. Okay. And this is called 5 rows and 4 column. So now, but suppose here you don't want 5 comma 4, you want 4 rows and 5 column. Just change this and run it. Now you rerun this as well. So now you see that you have a 4 rows and 5 column. You have to make a calculation in that way. Like 20s are there, how you can divide 20 into 2 number? When you multiply it, you will get 20. 4 into 5, 5 into 4, 2 into 10 as well, you can do it, right? So let me try if 2 into 10 is possible.
2 row, 10 column.
Yeah. So you can see
Yeah.
here 2 rows,
Two.
10 column. Opposite is also possible, 10 rows, 2 column. So this way NumPy is useful to do mathematical operation where that cannot be possible with a normal multiplication and division. There you can do it with a NumPy. Okay, so I've shown you how to create a matrix in a NumPy. Create matrix in a NumPy. Okay, let's see some other operation. Now suppose if you want to find out what is the shape, what is the dimension, what is the data type of this, how many element in this, how you can find out. Okay, suppose here you know the shape is 10.2, but still if you want to check it, how you can find out? A dot shape, you can see it is suggesting as well. Now you run this, you see 10 comma 2, right? Now if you want to check what is the dimension, so A dot and dimension, you can see. Now you run this. Dimension means what? How many can you tell me what is the dimension of this array? It is showing 2, but what actually the dimension? Can anyone tell me what is the dimension?
I don't know, Ahmed.
Yep. Can do you want to try?
I mean, dimension is total area is called the dimension.
No. Dimension means okay, let me explain you.
Side, like the side.
Yeah, side, you can say the view, how you can see the figure. If I say you if I draw this line, suppose if I draw one line here, what is the dimension of this?
One.
It's like just arrow, a line,
One.
Good.
one.
Only one dimension we have, right? Because you have only one thing to measure on this, that is what? Your length.
Length.
right? So you can measure only length here. That is L I'm writing here. Okay. Suppose now you have a suppose you have a one figure. Now this is what? Two dimension. Why two dimension?
It has length and breadth.
Bridge to side.
You
Yes.
can measure height and length,
Yes. You have a
height and width.
length and breadth. So suppose this is a breadth and this is a length. Okay.
Okay.
Now suppose if I say you have a figure like this. Okay. So what is the dimension of this?
Got it. It's a 3 dimension, I think.
Yes. So it is
Height,
having three
width,
dimension.
yeah,
Yeah.
height, length,
So this is a
and width.
length and this is a breadth and this is a height.
Height, yeah, 3 dimension, that right?
Yes.
Okay.
So now based on that, can you tell me why it is having two dimension?
It has row and column.
It has row
Because-
and column.
Yes, because it is
dimension.
having row and column. Good. So this is called two dimension. Okay. So this is called two dimension. Now, if you want to check the data type, what is the data type of an element? How you can check it? What is the data type of an element? A dot D type. You can say A dot D type dot name. Now you run this. Okay, sorry, what happened? Okay, let me just check it. Yeah. Now you see this. When I type A dot D type, it's showing me int 64. What do you mean by this? The data type of this matrix A. Here A is what? Matrix that you have written here, right? So what is a value holding by this? Integer value, right? So such kind of mathematics you can do it, and you can teach to your kid as well. I will suggest you can teach your kid or your younger brother and sister as well this programming, so that it will helpful for them as well. And nowadays in a school also everyone is learning Python and this mathematics, so it will be helpful for them, like how this mathematics work. And for you as well, in the interview they will going to ask you this basic question like how do you find out the dimension. Then you should have to remember n dimension function. How you can find out the data type, then you should remember A dot D type. So once you practice this, you will going to learn this. Am I clear to everyone? Geeta?
Yes, so Amit,
Yeah.
Amit, I have a question. So what is the meaning of this int 64 then?
Int 64 means it's of integer type, and 64 is it occupies 64 byte in a memory. 64 byte space it occupy inside the memory. So that's why we call
Okay.
it int 64.
Is capacity of memory 64 bytes.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Bit, bytes. See, megabyte, less than megabyte is your byte.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, normally you might be heard earlier days, if you remember, there we used to purchase a memory card of 500 MB, right? Or 1 GB. Nowadays we all know 1 GB, but less
Mhm.
than 1 GB is your 1 MB,
And
less than 1
megabyte.
MB. Yeah. So how this hierarchy is? Urmila, are you getting?
Yes, Amit.
So bits,
Yes.
bytes, then greater than bytes is your kilobyte, right? Greater than kilobyte your megabyte, greater than megabyte is your gigabyte, then gigabyte you have a terabyte. Nowadays, because of having large size data, everyone, those who are joining with the laptop, you might have a 1 TB of hard disk in your laptop, 1 TB or maybe GB, right? So this kind of hierarchies are there. So when I say 64, it means that total it occupies 64 bits or maybe 64 byte inside the memory integer data type. Integer normally occupy 4 byte in memory, but like in case of dynamic type, in case of an array, it is integer 64, and 64 bit is an operating system as well, right? So this integer 64 represent your memory, sorry, processor as well. If you remember, some of them might be using 32-bit operating system, 64-bit operating system. What is that? It's an architecture of a processor, right? So this is representing a memory and your processor architecture. 64 here. Is it clear?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. We can
And,
do,
and
yes.
another question. Sorry, another question. So we wrote down here array. So array, we can say matrix as well for array, right?
Yeah. Array is a group of a homogeneous data.
Group of
Homogeneous
what?
data, group of a homogeneous. Homogeneous means of same type.
Right.
Okay, okay. Group of homogeneous data. Okay.
Array is a group of homogeneous data. So you can see here every this square bracket where the values are there, they are called a array. And every array, every row is representing in the form of array, and they are enclosed within another square bracket that will form it as a matrix. So you represent every row in the form of array, and every row you will going to combine into another square bracket that will going to form a matrix. So homogeneous data means of a same type,
Same
same
types of data.
same data type of data, or same type of data, you can say.
Mhm.
Okay. Now suppose if you want to find out how many element you have in a matrix, how you can find out? Just type a dot size. The good thing is that as whenever you type anything, it will going to suggest you as well. Like here, a dot type, you can see here. Sorry, I have written wrong. Type. Okay, you can see type, and in this type, I'm going to pass the name of an array, that is a name of a matrix. So you can see numpy, right? Means A is an array of a numpy. Okay, with the help of numpy, you are creating an array. D type is different. D type will going to tell you data type, and only type will going to tell you how you created an array. N dimension array. ND array means n dimension. 1 dimension, 2 dimension, 3 dimension. So instead of taking 1, 2, 3, we represent n dimension, where n can be represented by 1, 2, 3. Okay, is it clear to everyone?
Yes, Amit.
Good. Now you can create it for float as well. If you want to save a float array, if you want to create only the array, how you can create an array? If you want to create only the array, how you can create an array? Let me create a array. Suppose Leknath np dot array, and inside this parenthesis in a square bracket I'm giving 1.2, 2.3, 4.5, and let me run this. You can see you have created an array. Now here you can see this array having a homogeneous data. What kind of data it is having? How you will going to find it out? How you're going to find it out? It means
Leknath
Leknath. You can see Leknath
type
dot D
Type.
type.
detail.
Data.
So you can just type and you can just run it. So it will going to show you float 64. Means it is of float type. Similarly, you can try it for other as well. See, it is showing D type is equal to U1. What do you mean by this? It is actually a Unicode character which represent that it's of a character type. So let me check it as well in like so it is showing you D type U1. What do you mean by this? It's a character type and it is U1 is Unicode. There are some character Unicode values are there. Don't go in a deep. Unicode means like a internal representation that computer use. Okay. There is one Unicode character. Okay, let me show you. Image I can show you. See here. So in every country they have a different language, right? So to represent that, we internally computer take every character as a Unicode. So whenever you press any key, okay, whenever you press any key, internally it convert into some value that you do not understand, but system understand. Let me show you that. Now you see here, can you see this? Is it visible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now you see here, A, B, C, D is there, right? So normally you press from the keyboard A, B, C, D. But is your system is human being? No, right? Human being convert this value into this value like 64, 65, 67 internally. So this 64, 65 and all this value, decimal value 0 or this hexadecimal octal value, these are the Unicode value for this character. Even the space operator, whatever you type, even the digit also that you type, your computer do not understand those digit. It is converted into Unicode that having a value. 0 is represented in a Unicode as a 48. 1 is represented as a 49. 2 is represented as a 50, right? And like A, B, C, D, A to Z, system understand A to Z, not like a alphabet. When we press A, B, C, D in our keyboard, internally it convert A to 65, B to 66, B to 66, right? C to 67. Like this, they understand the value because this is a machine. So they don't understand the character. So there is some Unicode character, Unicode values are there that make system to understand. Nobody will going to ask you this thing, but for general knowledge, I am telling you so that you can, if anyone asks in future or anywhere, you should be aware about it. Okay, let me show you, let me send you this link. I'm sending you this link on the chat. Will you able to see the chat of Zoom chat? Just see once, everyone.
Let's see.
Just open it in your system and see that.
Yeah, I saw it.
Everyone able to can
Yeah.
see?
Yeah.
Yes. So these are like a Unicode character that normally the system understands. So here as well, when we write this, when you want to type, find out the type, it's a character type. You can see here, I told you, if you remember, character is represented with a single quote and string is represented with what? Double quote. Do you remember that? Character value, as you can see, only single character are here. So character value represented with a single quote, but double value represented with a double quote, means string value. Let me take now both Urmila. I'm creating Urmila as a data type, miss array. And here I'm taking a string data. Vivek, or any other name like suppose Python. Now I will going to run this. Then I will going to run Urmila here. Now you see D type U6 is coming, D type U1 is coming. This is a Unicode for string. This is a Unicode value for a character. Now if I type Urmila dot D type, okay. So you can see here D type is U6. So like this, you can perform an operation. You will get several operation here. You can perform it as well. Okay.
Empty.
Sorry.
No, I'm just seeing empty. What's that? Empty
Yeah,
plus
these are the,
empty.
okay. This empty 1 0 also you can create it. How you can create it? Let me show you. Now suppose if you want to create a matrix of 0 element, okay, you want to create a matrix of a 0 element, how you can create it? You just have to write np dot
Yes.
zeros and just pass 4 cross 4. So it will going to give you 4 cross 4 matrix with, okay, sorry, I think I have taken wrong here. Z-Z-E-R-O. Okay, sorry, I think I have taken something wrong spell. I've written wrong there something. Okay, but I have written wrong. Okay, just 1 minute. Cannot interpret 4 as a data type.
Double bracket.
Yeah, right. Yes. So you can see here when you want 0, you can print it. Similarly, if you want a 1, okay, if you want a 1, that also you can do it. So you can just pass 3 comma 4. So you will get a matrix with all the 1 element. Similarly, np dot empty, when you try np dot empty, it will going to take random value 2 comma 3. Let me run this. So it is taking a random value. It's some place it's 0. This you can just think, yesterday I told you e minus 3 to the power 10, how small the value will be. So these all are near to 0 only. You can see every 0 are there. Okay, so like this you can perform an operation, you can create a matrix. So this you can follow this and you can learn it as well. Now as I told you, a range function as well, right? If you remember a range function I told you, you can start with 5 and with 50 and with an interval of 5. So you can see here, what is your first value 5 and value will be less than 50. You have to take a value less than 50 that is in the interval of 5. So which value will be less than 50 in the interval of 5? So you have to,
45. Yeah.
yeah, correct. So you have to start from 5 and will be, means the maximum range will be 50, and you should have an interval of 5 in between every value between 5 to 50. So here 5, 10, 50, 20. If you don't want 5, you want something as 3, you can just try it. So in that case, I think 48 should come last value. Let's see that. Okay, 47. Sorry.
47.
Yeah, we are starting from 5. Sorry. So 5, 8, 11. So it will come. If you try with 2, so it is coming 49. Means difference of 2, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13. So this range function works. Similarly, you can perform other function as well. Suppose now, if you want to find out the value, line space function, what it does, line space function will going to give you a value between 0 to 9. Okay, sorry, between 0 to 2, total 9 value will come. Okay, total 9 value will come between 0 to 2. So it can be divided in such a way that a proper interval should come. Okay, let me show you. So this line function usually accept two values, start and end value, and how many element you want. So that also you can try it here. So here we can see that so I want value between 2 to 4 in, and I want to value how much, suppose 10 value I want. So let's see whether it works. So you can see here 2, 2.2, 2.4, 2.6, 2.8, 3.1. Automatically they are dividing into the equal interval. Let me take it 20. So you can see 2, 2.10, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4 till 4 it is showing, right? So the line function is working in that way. The difference between these two, based on the interval, it will going to divide. But here the difference 2 is your starting, 4 is the end, and how many interval value you want here. So this is the
Okay.
difference between a range and line space function. I repeat once again,